Hello and welcome to Broker Than You. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz is a proud supporter of our podcast network. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn men's legendary basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, a slip and fall, a car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week at 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls from the ground up, helps them to reach their potential and be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut, go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. And now for the king of real estate in Erie, Pennsylvania, Mr. Laban Marsh. Laban.
Bro.
And
good to see you.
Who looks like he's on a hike.
Hike, bro. He's grilling, man. He's grilling in the backyard.
He's grilling.
He's
grilling his turkey for tomorrow.
I was in a Blackstone making breakfast for the family that's in town.
Breakfast? It's 11:40. Y'all got to sleep in. Must be
That's
nice.
okay.
Yeah,
it's
vacation.
Fresh. If you've had family in town, have you heard the news, bro? Dude doesn't know.
Man, I saw something that I think it was Corey. Somebody posted. I heard, Steve would know. Is it true?
Yes.
Oh
yes.
yeah, he's going to Colorado State.
Yes.
But listen,
yes,
and I just looked up. I got to give a little bit of credit. The UConn blog by my eyeballs are terrible. Kid my something, because my prediction, you heard it here first. Who do you know when Jimmy Mora got fired from UCLA? Who got hired? He made me lose my job.
If you're gonna say Chip Kelly,
bro, Chip Kelly is who UConn needs right now. Got fired from the Raiders. He's been on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Dover, New Hampshire, bro. He was coaching New Hampshire with Jerry Azuma as a running back coach. When I bit on that Azuma run, they dumped it over my head. Roy Hopkins plays. The rest is history. I'm toast. So Chip Kelly, in part, ruined my college football career, and now he should come back, follow the heels of Mora like he did at UCLA. I mean, dude, you talk about Mora was making 2.5, right? When Chip Kelly was at Ohio State, he was making 2.1. When he signed with UCLA, he signed for 23.5 for 5 years, right? Although he did make $6 million from the Raiders, highest paid OC in only 11 weeks. So, like, bro,
I know.
It is Thanksgiving. He's coming home to Dover, I hope, for family. and just drive down the road to UConn, sit with Benedict, and let this thing go. Let's go. You followed him to UCLA. Now follow Moore to UConn and get us going. Come on now. Chip Kelly.
No, that was brought up in one of the text streams I was on today.
It's got to be him. It's got to be him.
Coming. I don't think it got to be him. I think it is wishful thinking.
It is.
But just think about it's very wishful thinking. I mean, I think it will be offensively. I think it'll be dope. I don't know how. Defensively, I don't know what happened, but I think
he's taking them to the front. Like the dude knows how to do it. He's 62, just turned 62 yesterday, by the way. Happy birthday, Chip Kelly. I've never been a Chip Kelly fan since they smoked us in, I think it was 97. No, that was 98. Did they beat us in 98?
It wasn't 97. 97 our freshman year. So it was 90. That was not. Yeah, it was 98.
They were one of our 3 losses, bro. I'm telling you, Chip Kelly.
No, listen. If they get Chip Kelly, that would be phenomenal.
They have to get somebody. They have to get somebody with a name, with experience, and we don't need somebody young. We need somebody like Mora was when he came in, early 60s, enough experience, and almost tired of these young punks and the NIL stuff. But I don't know. Who do you think, Steve? I'm anxious to hear from you because you have coaching experience. You know internals about UConn football, and I don't know if you want to share it all or wait for Schumann's show. But I think it should be. I think it makes the most sense, at least, to pursue Chip Kelly. And if people are like thinking, "Oh, he's too big of a name, we can't get him," then UConn football is toast. Like you have to start thinking bigger UConn football. I'm sorry, it'll never be what it needs to be if you don't start thinking we deserve bigger, better. It's just.
Well, Steve, the way you answer that, can you, in the process of answering that question, before you do it, can you just say who's out there? Like, I don't know everybody who's potentially out there, who might be coming online. We looking at people leaving programs. Just put that out there first if you can.
There's some coordinators out there. Brian Hartline at Ohio State. There's some FCS head coaches that could potentially be in the mix that have gotten extensions. Bob Chesney's name has also been mentioned. The coordinator right now currently at University of Virginia has been mentioned, but it's really early on. The guy, if we do end up going to a bowl game, who is going to coach is our offensive coordinator.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
He is under consideration as well.
Absolutely not.
Bro, that dude doesn't even know how to wear a headset.
Not.
He doesn't even know how to wear a headset.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I have not heard great things about him.
Absolutely not. Please don't do that. Like, we're gonna go backwards again. We'll be set back another decade.
Yeah, I mean, just flush all your NIL if you don't bring in a big name coach. I mean, seriously, like if the general public doesn't know who this is, not the football community, if the general public in Connecticut doesn't know who this is, it'll be tough to recover. You'll never see 10-3 again. I mean, it took 27 years to get back to a 10-3 potential 10-3 season. I mean, dude, and you got it there with Holtz. Without a doubt, it was Holtz. Randall took the reins, and that was a joke because Holtz built that whole program for Randy to step in, and he just got lucky. That dude was and is a clown, and I'm glad we got rid of him the way we did the last time. But still, I mean, if you don't go big, and I don't like Brian Kelly, but like a Chip Kelly, you need somebody that is familiar with New England. Like that's where I thought Mora would stay at his age, where he's got family in New England, and it's beautiful, but it's also New England. It's winter. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
let me ask. It's I don't know. Man.
I got a question. Where is Todd Orlando right now?
Oh, he is the Texas. Defensive coordinator at South Florida right now, I believe. Right. Yeah, he was at Texas.
I mean, Darrell Bevel. Get Darrell Bevel, head coach.
Yeah,
Darrell Bevel's been in the NFL.
Where's Darrell?
Been doing phenomenal.
I know.
He's not. But I tell you one thing, that offense will be clicking. that offense will be clicking.
But that's where you need an offensive mind, dude. It's got to be, again, somebody like a Chip Kelly, like Darrell Bevell. That would be the greatest hire, in my opinion, because I love Darrell. I mean, he let me work.
Oh, he was great
pregame. I mean,
he was great. Yeah,
he
was great.
young, but he knew the game clearly. I mean, yeah, he is. But I agree, he's so embedded in the NFL. He would not come back to UConn. But if he did, man, that would be wild. Because I always think Todd and Darrell together, right? They won a Rose Bowl together at Wisconsin, I think, didn't they?
They did. They played together.
Wait.
They were teammates.
Who?
Darrell
Orlando and Bevell were teammates. Were teammates at Wisconsin.
94 Rose Bowl.
The 94 Rose Bowl team.
Yo, how great would that be if Darrell came on and brought? I mean, I think his defensive mind prowess is undeniable. I think if you got Darrell as a head coach and Todd came on as the assistant head coach, defense coordinator, that would be crazy.
That would be
that would be crazy.
I would leave Chip Kelly in New Hampshire if that could happen. If you could get Darrell Bevell and Todd Orlando back, man, to run the offense and defense, that.
Hey, how you feel about a part 2 for Skip?
I brought that up to Laban too.
I love Skip. I would love it to happen. And I know the last time, because when I got recruited by Skip, he said my parents, we asked, like, are you ever leaving UConn? And he says the only way I'd ever leave is if I had the chance to coach with my father again. So, I mean, I was sitting. That's where it's interesting, because we sat there the night before Georgia Southern on Friday night when Lou Holtz took the podium in South Carolina and said, I'm excited to take on the new head coaching job at South Carolina. And
I know you knew right away. You knew right away, probably.
Saturday morning, bro, the whole locker room, it was hard because you just knew. It was literally Friday night at Georgia Southern, watching that on ESPN. And then Sunday he came back, and that was it. So I think for him to be done now, right before the bowl, probably makes the most sense. Somebody tried to say this dude did. Mora did not leave the athletes to take a different flight to Colorado State. This is not a Randy Edsall at all. This is far more respectful, far more regard.
No, he met with the kids.
Yeah,
he met with the kids. He told them he wouldn't be coaching in the bowl game.
Well, and honestly, they better do something about bowl games, because we were just talking. There's rumor that the Pinstripe Bowl might be Pitt Penn State, which would be crazy.
We play Penn State? If we can play Penn State, you talking about?
No.
Well, we may not get into.
Yeah.
I'm saying Pitt Penn State. But everybody, they're saying they don't know if the Penn State guys who are seniors and looking to get drafted would play in the bowl games. It's like, I don't know how you fix that. You know what I mean? How do you fix that? The bowl games where they almost don't matter anymore. It's kind of like what week 17 was in the NFL or week 18 years ago. Like, they got to figure out something to incentivize, the week 1 college teams to play in the bowl, or I don't know. It just, it's getting interesting in college football. But it is pivotal. And we've seen this, dude. We've seen it with Danny Hurley. We've seen it with all the coaches at UConn. Like, coaching matters. It is number one most important. I know people want that bag of NIL, but listen, you get that bag with a terrible head coach. I mean, no, those aren't the athletes that we want. I want the love of the game, and I know I'm old school or whatever, but you got to find somebody that motivates kids, and it helps to have a name like Skip Holtz, like Jim Mora. Playoffs? I mean, like, that dude was born and bred in football, and I hate to see him go, but he did what he had to do for UConn, and that's what, like, you can't let this fall on its face. We have so much momentum right now. You need somebody like a Chip Kelly, like a Darrell Bevell, that wants to buy into the New England area, because it is unique. The Southern boys are not coming up north. You need somebody that understands what UConn has as far as athleticism and pride, and take it to the next level, which I know is hard without a conference. We're not talking about that. Like,
that's what I was about to I was going to say something once you wrapped up.
Steve, we've talked about it though, right? Like, I don't care if it's the Big Ten or the ACC. Honestly, I'm to the point where put us in the MAC and then just start.
Now, do not put us in the MAC. We can go back to the American, but not the MAC. The MAC is crazy. The MAC is crazy.
We could go to games on Tuesday nights. Come on, man.
They don't want
Tuesday nights.
The American.
Listen, but this is what I'm saying. So you better start thinking big in your head coach and in your conference, and you better start talking to ACC, Big Ten. I mean, I don't know what we need to do, but and Big Ten hoops.
I can tell you exactly what we need to do.
Oh, tell me.
We need to average more than 20,000 people per home game.
Oh, well,
that's what makes us unattractive.
But how many did they have? 38,000 at the last one.
For the Duke
make
game.
them matter, dude. You got to make them matter.
I agree.
Make the games matter.
Yeah, you got to. And at the same time, and I don't mean to cut you off, Steve. That's where the whole everything kind of begets itself. If we're in a conference where we're consistently playing, like we're in the ACC, we're playing Boston College, we're playing Syracuse. Where people, for one, you're gonna have people from these areas that wanna see him. We're playing Florida State. We're playing Miami. You know what I'm saying? We're basically playing the Big East again. We're playing Big East teams again, right? So, you know what I'm saying? We're playing Pitt. ACC makes the most sense because it's half of the teams are from the Big East, or more than half. Correct me if I'm wrong. More than half of the teams are teams that were either in one of the conferences we were in. Like either ACC, American, like they're, Cincinnati, all of these.
Pitt,
you know what I mean? So
Cincinnati's Big 12, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Virginia Tech, Syracuse, BC, Miami.
Oh, Louisville. That's what it was, right? Where's Louisville?
Yeah, Louisville. Yeah.
These are all of the teams that we used to play, and it makes sense. I think they need to bite the bullet. I think basketball would be on board with the ACC because they're not afraid. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna we're gonna beat them anyway. So we're Duke killers. We're North Carolina killers. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in. That's right down the road from me. I'm in North Carolina. So it's one of those things where, man, I think the most important thing is getting into the conference. But the way we get into the conference is we have to have a name that's the conference is like, okay, you have Darrell Bevell. Yes, okay. They're gonna bring put the program in the right direction, but it has to happen. In my opinion, the stars have to align this summer. It has to. We have to get into a conference this summer. Good, bad, and difference. I know we don't want to go to American. We have to be in a conference this summer. I don't know. I don't think we can survive another season without being in a conference.
Yeah, we can't survive. I think probably 2 more years as an independent would be the most we could survive. And I know that they are fighting against going into a group of 5, group of 6 conference with the Pac-12 coming back. They want that Power 4 conference. We are not going to the Big Ten. We are.
Wait, who's fighting against the 5? Us?
Yeah. Benedict and, the president and the chancellor, they don't want to go into another group of 5 conference. They don't want to go into an American. They don't want to go into Sun Belt, a Conference USA. They
only want to go into a Power 4. They only want to go into.
They don't see the benefit of
that's
doing
the only one that
it.
makes sense. Yeah. So where do you think, Steve? Which way do you think we should? Where do you think we should be putting our?
Well, we should go to the ACC, but we're tied to the Big East until 2030, I believe, for basketball. So we would have to join football only until 2030, which I don't think is a huge hurdle. I think it could be done. But the problem with us is we're not desirable to these conferences because teams want schools that are going to bring something to the table. Are we bringing something to the table with ticket revenue? No. Are we bringing anything to the table with broadcast revenue? No. So are we bringing something to the table with success? You can say yes, but in reality, the Sisters of the Poor could have beaten the schedule that we played. I mean, we didn't beat anyone impressive. We were in a shootout with Florida Atlantic, which was horrific for most of the year, and lost to FIU, who we beat 61-10 or whatever. And that was the benefit. Benedict was smart by scheduling the last 2 seasons very smartly and playing schools that we were better than or could be competitive with, and then mixing in a Power 4 conference team that we could play with, and well, next year,
2 Power 4 conference teams, 2.
3. We had 3.
3? Yeah, 3. Duke, 3, yeah.
We beat BC, we beat Duke, which looks phenomenal.
And we should have beat Syracuse. Dang.
And we should have beat Syracuse. And I think we're the only team in history to have all 3 of our losses be in overtime.
Yeah, that was amazing. That's a crazy
The more pressing issue is getting into a bowl game, because now that Mora has left, kids have 30 days to enter the transfer portal early. They don't have to enter at the normal period, which is January 2nd. So we already have 40 seniors, which is good in a way because they'll want to play in a bowl game. They'll want one last opportunity to play. I talked to a couple of the parents that I know, and, they're trying to rally the troops to get them together. I think they're using the wrong mindset. They're trying to say that, if you go into the transfer portal now, you're quitting on your team or leaving your team. And I don't think that's the way to put it.
Hey, they be like, well, our coach just quit on the team. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where, so it's kind of hard to do that. Just go ahead. Hey, go out with a bang. Go out with a bang. Your last hurrah. Go out with a bang.
That's what I would say. I would say, listen.
Get some more film. You got one more tape. Get some more film to give yourself an opportunity to be seen. Some of these seniors may still have another year that they can go somewhere. Like, you give yourself to be seen. Maybe you come back to us. Maybe you could be seen. The new head coach sees what you did. Maybe you could go to another program. They'll take you for a year. They want somebody that's old, can kind of plug and play. That's the new game now. So.
That's exactly it. That's what
I would come across. Do not hit you with this quit on you. So who's saying that? The offensive coordinator?
No, it was certain players were saying it. I don't want to out them, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Tell her if you're in their ear and you can tell, hey, switch gears. That's not going to work because the coach just quit. It's rational. It's very easy.
I know. And my argument is I would tell them, you can enter the transfer portal when it opens January 2nd.
Yeah.
Nothing changes there. Yeah. If you want to go in the portal, you can still go in the portal. What's the difference if you enter now, December 1st, as opposed to January 2nd when it opens?
What do you think of a timeline realistically? Because I think you got to try to announce as soon as possible for all of those recruiting reasons. I mean,
they do.
The longer you make kids wait, they're just going to get locked into something they know is secure.
But the thing is with us, we don't have a huge freshman class. We have 12 guys coming in. We have relied on transfers because that was Mora's philosophy. He's taken between 40 and 60 transfers per year the last 4 years he's been here. And he stated flat out.
Unfortunately, it's worked, but
he stated flat out, I'm only taking transfers.
Yeah,
that's what both.
So, good. So here's the thing, man. I mean, I think a part of it also is what bowl games are we looking at, right? Because if somebody wants to play, like, no one's gonna want to. They're not gonna want to play in the. I don't know, the chips and dips bowl or whatever, right? They're going to play in a nice bowl.
We don't have a choice. That's the other thing. We have no choice over what bowl we get. We will fill.
We always got to have a choice. It depends on if we're attractive or not. But it's going to be very less attractive that Mora's gone. But what were we looking at? Which ones were we looking at?
We don't have a choice because we're an independent, and every bowl game is tied into a conference.
Yeah.
So we would fill a slot where a conference doesn't have a team that qualifies. So that's why we don't have as much control. Now, the bowls that are being talked about are the Duke's Mayo Bowl, which is in Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
That's not bad.
Bowls,
I'll be there.
in Florida, the Poinsettia Bowl, I believe, where we could face a Florida State team if they qualify.
They got to beat Florida.
Yeah. There's the Myrtle Beach Bowl. We could qualify. We could get. And there's a bowl out west, which we hope we don't get, where we would end up playing Cal. But that's the other issue is with the coaching change, and if enough players enter the transfer portal, we have a skeleton crew. We may not get picked for a bowl game. You know, if we have only 60 or 70 guys, maybe we don't get an opportunity to go into a bowl game, which would be sad. I know.
Yeah, sad for those 40 seniors for sure. I mean,
we'll be in a bowl game. I don't think that's the question. It's just like you said, we might be in a very undesirable one, but we're definitely going to be in a bowl game.
I hope so.
December 14th.
What's December 14th?
It's like the start of the bowl games where it's you barely even watch them because it's
Yeah, no, I mean, I hope we do. The offensive coordinator is not the best choice for a head coach.
Have they announced that yet, Steve, or are you just speculating?
No, they've announced it. Well, to the kids anyway. Okay. Moore met with the kids and it was announced. I don't know what coaches he's taking with him, but I knew that all the other coaches had pretty much interviewed for other jobs and were placed. And coaches already had spots with Mora, some that are going to be going with them. But we've relied so heavily on the transfer portal, that's not going to change. And we will go into it after January 2nd. There's only one portal this year. It's one month, I believe. I'm not exactly sure how long it is, but we have to hit it hard. And like I said, we're losing 40 kids. And depending on how many kids transfer, I mean, we could be losing 60 kids again.
I mean, you're not going to get any commitments until we have a coach, though, dude. Like, there's no kid that is going to be able to say, because they don't know the offense, they don't know the structure, they don't know that's where I'm saying I don't know when Moore let them know this, but they had better be hot.
They met this morning.
But my thing is
12:30 last night.
What's my thing is, what is the rush? Like, what's the rush? Like Colorado State. All right, we're going to get you.
The timeline.
What's the rush?
Oh,
the signing.
For Moore to be like, I can't wait until after or I could take it, but I'm gonna still do this. I'm gonna still finish my commitment here or whatever. Like, what is the rush?
The signing date now for freshmen is December 2nd or whatever.
It's the same.
They changed the signing date. It's not in February anymore. Well, they have one in February, but they have an early signing period that starts in December. So that has screwed everyone over. And that's why you're seeing coaches being fired sooner, coaches being hired sooner, because they want to get them in. They want to get them on the recruiting trail. They want to retain the commitments they have, and they want to try to get new commitments. And then you have the transfer portal, which is now one window. The transfer portal used to be in December. They moved it to January 2nd. The only way around it is if your coach gets fired. So your coach gets fired, and you have 30 days to enter the transfer portal. So that is another issue for us. But who is desirable for Moore to take to enter the transfer portal to go with him. I would say our running backs, probably Cam. I was curious as to why they played Mel Brown this week when he could have he played his fourth game. He can still
he could have redshirted?
Yeah, he still can. He played his fourth game. He still can redshirt. If I don't know if the bowl game counts or doesn't, but
he's going to redshirt.
I hope so. I don't. Again, I don't know.
Yeah, whether he's going to stay or not. He's going to redshirt. Like, there's no way I would waste a redshirt if I can have a redshirt and I can play at the next level, which he can play at the next level.
But that could also be what he's thinking is maybe I'll just go. Maybe I'll play my fifth game, my bowl game, and I'm out. Or he redshirts and he goes with Mora. Mora's loved him. That's why I thought something was suspicious when, we were told that he was playing against FAU. It was like, why? But he did. And that's why I don't know if it counts. If the bowl game counts towards, it would be that fifth game that would rule his redshirt ineligible, or if he is planning to go to the NFL and graduate. But Cam and Mel would be the two guys worthy of taking.
Wait, what year is Cam?
Cam's a junior.
Oh my goodness.
Cam's a junior. But the tight ends, who I think are tremendous, they're both seniors. The other tight end who was very good as a receiver, Juice Vereen, he's a sophomore, and he's made his wishes pretty clear that he wants to leave Connecticut. So I don't know where he'll end up going.
Is he from Virginia?
He went to NC State, but that to me proves, okay, you were already in a Power 4 conference. You were in a Power 4 conference worse than the ACC and you couldn't cut it. Why would you want to transfer and think that you're going to go back and dominate? You can't block. He's one of the worst blocking tight ends I've ever seen, which is why they finally figured out how to use him by splitting him out in trips formations and getting him in space. And he only had 22 catches, but 5 were touchdowns. And he made some big catches when he was in there. But you knew with the personnel grouping when he was in, they were throwing the ball because they couldn't run the ball with him in there. He was a complete liability. Yeah. But the challenge is going to be retaining enough quality players to play in a bowl game, get into a good enough bowl game. And then as far as a coach, what is going to be desirable for a coach to come to UConn? You're averaging 20,000 people a home game, and your chances of getting into a Power 4 conference are not great. So you're going to have to deal with being an independent. You're going to have to deal with working your tail off fundraising, because the fundraising efforts, the way that we have survived the last 2 years with the money we have spent has been nothing short of amazing. We've spent probably a quarter of what most teams spend in in NIL, and now they're able to pay players, and they're doing everything possible to generate revenue. The kids get paid, like I said, $500 a week, and they're doing appearances, signings. They're all over the place. So it's not a sustainable model. We need a consistent revenue stream that brings in more money. We need to identify the bigger donors that we can get and go after them. And, the podcast I did yesterday with Nate Pine, the AD at Air Force, who was my AD at Holy Cross. Nate is a master fundraiser. That's why, we brought him to Holy Cross. He was a master fundraiser. I didn't even know this out of college at Oregon State, he helped raise money for the renovations on their football stadium.
Wow.
Then he goes to UCal Berkeley. He's part of he was the driving force behind raising $500 million for renovations in their athletic department. Comes the Holy Cross. He builds the second indoor facility complex in the Northeast. Holy Cross or UConn being the first. The Hart Center and the Luth Athletic Complex is state of the art. It's probably better than ours. It's amazing. Wow. And that was the first thing he did when he got there. He's like, we need to get this done. The facilities here are archaic. We barely have enough fields. We need to get this done. And he went on the fundraising trail for a full year, raising money for that and getting millions of dollars. And it finally was complete, I think, in 2017. And it's just beautiful. It's spectacular. But that is what UConn's challenges are. They have to get someone who's going to come in and have that CEO mentality that's going to fundraise, because as long as we're an independent, we're going to need twice the money that some of these schools are getting to compete. I mean, if you look, and I said this, the money we spent on players compared to what Duke spent on players was probably a fraction. I mean, we spent maybe $400,000, $500,000 tops, if that. Duke, spent probably it was $8 million on their quarterback alone. Yeah.
What? I mean, listen, Duke is deep, but still, I mean, I can't even wrap my head around
the average. The average payment for an FBS quarterback right now is between $4 and $6 million for an FBS starting quarterback. Power four.
I wish, like Back to the Future, we could play this 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And what you just said, for NCAA college football quarterbacks to be making that kind of money is absurd. It's not criminal because we'd all want to make it, but it's like, how are you setting these kids? This is failure at its finest, because we hear the stories of NFL players that can't manage their money, or they hire somebody that can't manage their money. And I don't know. It's baffling to me. I mean, again, good for them, but even Robert Kiyosaki says too much money can be hazardous as not enough money.
Right.
I just we're just talking about all this like it's nonchalant, but if you would just stop and think about 10 years ago, what you just said, the average FBS quarterback is earning between $5 and $6 million a year.
I mean, look at Arch Manning. Arch Manning's getting over $10 million.
Do we even care if they go to class or get a degree?
Not really. No.
I don't think. And to which degree do they get assigned? Which of the 5 schools they've attended does the diploma say? I mean, that's where it's, football first and school second, or football second.
Chris Bellamy brought this up, and he believes in the next 5 years there's going to be a severe mental health crisis with athletes because of the transfer portal, because they're not staying to, if I'm not playing somewhere, the easy solution for me is to go somewhere else.
How for at least a year since we've been doing these podcasts, we have talked about how this reflects on your employment future, your lack of commitment, your lack of loyalty. The mental health challenge is going to be that these kids went to college at 18, making $5 to $6 million a year, and now they're 30, trying to get a real job that pays them $120,000 a year, and they're wondering why they can't make it. Well, you could. It's just you were used to a balance sheet that was heavily favoring the revenue while you were having housing and your food also supplied to you. And now that you're on your own and you're not making that kind of money, I mean, this was an issue for college kids when they weren't making money, getting out and trying to find themselves in the real world, similar to military folk coming back home. Maybe it's not the same, but I'm just saying that civilian life where you're not coddled and, you know what I mean, taken care of.
Well, no, and the political show that we do, Frank was talking about it. He calls it sweat equity. You know, he doesn't think this generation
they have no
is
idea.
into sweat equity, putting the time in. They
literally don't know what that means.
They paid $70,000, $80,000 a year to go to college. I deserve to come out making six figures. I want the pension. I want the 401k. I want the paid vacation. But they don't want to put the sweat and the time that it takes to earn that. They want it handed to them. It's entitlement.
They want the fire without cutting down the tree, splitting the wood, and loading it into the fireplace. They're just thinking fire, instant, gas and instant heat. And you're right, dude. And I've said this before many times, both about real estate investing and sports, is they can't delay gratification. I mean, I'm talking like I coach third and fourth grade basketball. There are K through second, there's 50 kids. Third and fourth grade, there's 25, 13 third graders, 11 fourth graders. You get into fifth and sixth grade, there's going to be 8 and 7. And then you get by the senior year, there's 2 kids playing basketball. I mean, it just, people realize how fun sports were. And then, you got to put that work in. And, you might not be the starter or the superstar. And now the numbers dwindle. And it just feels like there's very little love of the game anymore. Like if it's not, I'm playing.
Yeah, it's instant gratification.
It's not worth it. It's like, dude, the life lessons you learn just by being active and competing are worth it. The fact that you think you need paid for that now does go to that entitlement generation of sorts and not having to put in that sweat equity. I mean, even to earn the position, like, I don't care if you got a full scholarship here. You still have to earn that starting position every week. And I don't know if that's changed because, like, it would be hard to have somebody with a bag sitting on the sideline. I mean,
and we had one this year. I mean, Nick Evers had a bag and he was sitting on the sideline. And Joe Fignano was paid a fraction of what Nick was paid. And he was a starter and he put up probably one of the best seasons in UConn history. If he, with the bowl game, he would break the single season passing record for yardage, which shows you.
Wait, he didn't do that last game. I thought he broke Dan's record.
He did not break it. He is a couple yards short of breaking it. The passing yards.
He didn't do that last game. Oh
no. He's a couple yards short. Yes, according to Joe D, yes, it would count in the bowl. But he's another one, he is reading his press clippings. He may think he could get drafted high in the 3rd or 4th round, which I don't know if that's realistic. He could opt out of the bowl game.
He's got to go to a combine. I don't know.
Skylar Bell opt out of the bowl game.
Wait, Skylar Bell's already not playing?
No,
he's a Biletnikoff finalist. That's different, but I don't.
That's what I'm saying. He could opt out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, he said he could. I thought you said he did. He did not. He's saying
no. He has not announced yet.
Fresh.
No.
You're fresh. You're spreading a lot of rumors here, bro, because you're hard to hear.
No.
He could opt out. I mean, there's a lot. There's guys that could opt out. I don't think there's many on defense. There's a couple on offense. Our 3 stars were definitely Joe, were Cam, and Skylar Bell. Running backs are devalued really in the NFL. I don't see Cam leaving early, but I could see him potentially transferring if whoever the new head coach is.
Well, right. I think that's where it's like, what is that? This is where it kind of does.
Wait, wasn't one of them about to transfer? Who went to Porter for a little bit? Who was it? Cam or was it Brown? It was one of the two. They were in. They were supposedly looking at somebody from Auburn was looking at one of them.
Yeah, Mel was for.
So Mel,
yeah.
okay.
But we did have a running back that did transfer to Auburn last year after last year's season. Our second leading rusher transferred to Auburn after.
Wait, who was that?
Year. I can't remember his name. I'd have to check. But yeah, our second leading rusher from last year transferred to Auburn. Yes, that part is true.
Well, and there again, I think if you get the right head coach, it changes the look of the transfer portal. I mean, I think it's vitally important. And so what I looked up was Colorado State fired their coach on October 19th and hired Mora on
they
25th.
Fired Norville. Yes.
Right. So the question is, like, by Christmas, do we know who the new UConn football head coach is?
Yeah, they have to. Yes.
I agree. I mean, they have to act rather quickly.
They're going to have somebody in place in the next.
I don't know. The reason why I say I don't know, I mean, ideally you would want to, because there's still some people. There's some people that make him come online. I mean, to cut you off, Steve. There's going to be some people that come online after, come bowl season. I think it's just what's going to happen. Being honest, being also a Florida State alum, I don't know if Norville is going to make it. I don't know. I really don't, because even though
he's got a vote of confidence. They said he is.
He has a vote of confidence, but I've been to Florida State.
Back.
Yo, Florida, I'm telling you, Florida State, Florida, they do things different. Florida State will go.
I agree.
Yeah. No, because they're gonna look at it. He had one season where we definitely, if Jordan Travis doesn't get hurt, they're probably voted in to go to the national championship game, which we got screwed over. Didn't get to go to I think we didn't get to go to the playoff because of that, because he got hurt. But that was the talent that got you there. Because think about it, it was off script plays that Jordan Travis got things done. He doesn't have, and I think the current quarterback, he was tried to. I mean, I think he's a good quarterback. His intent,
he's okay. Yeah.
He's a good quarterback, but I think it definitely. Yeah, it's just, and it's unfortunate. I think he's like 5'10", and it just.
Yeah, if that.
But he didn't play like he didn't play like a Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You got to play like Russell Wilson if you're 5'10", and he didn't do that in college, unfortunately. So.
No, he's not that kind of passer. No, he's more of an athlete, and the reason he initially went to Boston College, where they were one of the few schools that were going to allow him to play quarterback. And then, they come out the first game of the year and they take it to Alabama, and, everyone thinks that they're going to be on fire. And it was shocking to see what happened to their season. I thought for sure, they were going to be a top 10 team, contend for the ACC championship. Because the ACC right now is a complete mess. If you look at what could happen
compared to years past. For sure.
There's like 5 teams or 6 teams that could potentially wind up in the ACC championship game, depending on what happens this weekend. Mm-hmm. Like Pitt could still end up in the ACC championship.
Yeah, they were 6-1.
Really?
Right? 7-1.
What happened to Virginia? I thought Virginia was like running away with everything. Did they lose?
Virginia is, but they lose tiebreakers against some of the other schools, so they could not be in it.
Really? Did they only got one loss still?
They have one loss. They have one league loss.
What?
Yes.
With one league loss, but
one conference.
They got more than.
I think they have 2 or 3 overall. I can't remember, but Duke could still end up getting in there. Pitt could still
get out of here, man.
SMU right now is a favorite for getting in there. So the ACC is a mess, and arguably their best team, Miami, has one of the tougher roads to get in there. Miami needs help to get into the ACC championship, and the odds of them making the playoffs without winning the ACC title are not nearly as good. So the
no, they're not going to playoffs without winning the ACC. They're not. They got to win the ACC to go to playoff.
Yeah, because they're 12th right now. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens there with them.
How many teams go to the playoffs again?
12.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was 16. Okay, 12.
But they changed it to they didn't want technically all the conference champions. They want the highest ranked conference champions to get in. So if there were
really? So it's not just okay, wow.
So if there was a higher ranked Sun Belt champion or a Mountain West champion higher than somebody else, they would get in. But I believe there's 5. There's the P4 and one group of 5 that are going. So you have 5 taken right there, and then you have the 7 at large bids. The SEC is going to get Ole Miss, and I don't know for sure if Ole Miss is guaranteed a spot in the SEC championship game. You have Georgia, you have Alabama. I mean, it's I
think Alabama screwed themselves, didn't they? They lost, and I think they screwed themselves.
Yeah, Alabama losing. Texas A&M is most likely going to get in to the SEC championship if they beat, I think it's Texas Tech this Saturday. That's the big game. So I think you could see it could be Texas A&M and Ole Miss, or I can't remember the other, or Georgia, but Alabama won't be one of the teams in the SEC championship. The ACC championship's a mess. The Big 12 is pretty much ironed out, and from there it's anybody's guess. But then you're going to have like Memphis, Indiana, or Tulane, or Navy. But yeah, Ohio State and Indiana are going to play for the Big 10 title. Whoever loses, it's not really going to matter because they're the 2 top
They're
teams.
both going, right?
Yeah, they're both going to go from the Big 10. And I don't, but the Big 10 has the biggest drop off.
Oh my
from
gosh.
The best teams, to the worst.
Like Penn State has 4 or 5. I mean, wow. And I mean that their season was altered on that call. And again, you can't blame the refs, but boy, if that would have gone differently, it is wild how quick it can happen. I mean, it's crazy how quick it can happen, man. Oh.
When you're Penn State and you're spending $20 million on players.
They were national title. Everybody, it was national title year, and that's why they had so many guys stay back. But you lose that one, and then if you can't battle back, and I think, again, I'm not saying these kids aren't as resilient, but just even with the setup, it feels like if you have one loss like that, even to a good team and a ranked team, like it can kill your momentum for that next week. And they just could. And remember, people want to kick you when you're down. It's kind of the beauty of athletics. Like, you have to forego that discomfort of just losing. And like any good DB, they get back up and play. And it just felt like Penn State could not recover after that loss. And then it got so bad. I'm curious. Maybe it will be UConn Penn State in a bowl game. That would be cool.
Well, listen, at this point, I hope we get in a bowl game.
Yeah, that would be
my biggest concern.
Man.
Just because
it would have been. But you know what? I would say we definitely we should at least talk a little bit about real estate. Maybe a little something.
Yeah.
I read about.
So I think
Laban, the interest rates doubling in the next 2 years.
Well, yeah, I talked to my brother about this the other day because, like, we as investors ourselves, fresh, I would assume with your portfolio, it's the same thing. Like, when you go to buy an investment property, even a 1 to 4 unit, like, I'm treated as a commercial borrower, meaning they want 20, 25% down, especially if I'm not owner occupant. owner occupying it as one of my offices. So they're going to want 25% down. Like we were talking about this May of 2022, we refinanced a bit of our portfolio and locked in to commercial rates at 4.5. The home that I have on the market right now in Mill Creek, it was a blanket loan and the current rate is 3.86%. And so why would you sell the home? Well, January of 2026 is 5 years from when I locked it into a 15-year note. It's actually the 10th year. And so in 2021, this rate went from 4.5 to 3.8, has been there for 5 years. But now that rates adjust every 5 years for whatever your loan is, I would get locked into a high sevens probably right now, 7.9, 7.7.
You had an arm?
No, they're not. It's a commercial loan. They do 15-year notes. Now, some will amortize it over 15 years and lock it for 15 years, but a lot of commercial notes are amortized over 15 and they adjust every 5, just because the bank understands that the market is volatile and they don't want to get locked in. Like my 386, they know if I refinance it's going to a 6.7, 6.9. I just said 6.7 for all the kids. But it's one of those things where you have, it changes your monthly payment. It changes your whole debt to income, ratio on the property. And so and you'll get notifications. I got them right here. What's this one? We had some land that we bought. Yeah. 8840. Okay. Can you see this? Whoop. Right. That shows what the rate was and what it's going to.
That's because you got that's an adjustable rate mortgage. I mean, I think
they're not adjustable rate mortgage. It's a commercial loan that very frequently they amortize them over 15 years, but they will only lock the rate for 5 because commercial lenders know how volatile the market is and they want the ability to adjust it. It's not, I mean, yes, it's only adjustable.
Yes,
Okay, but I don't know. There are very few commercial loans that will lock it for 15 years. And again, I might have had 1 or 2, but that's as the market changes, the products that these banks and lenders offer change. I mean, wisely, because if you're getting locked into a 4.5 and rates are now hovering at 7.9, it's the same reason we're having trouble getting inventory on the resale market, because so many homeowners do not want to get rid of their 2.75. I've got a 3.125 on my personal residence. I got
a 2 something myself.
If you look at where rates, LIBOR and the rates were, summer of 22 was when they were palatable. By fall, October, November, December of 2022, rates had drastically jumped by 3-4 points. I mean, a lot of people's line of credit, if they were paying attention, most banks with a commercial line of credit, they were again 4.5, 5.5, and then all of a sudden it was 10.5, 9.75. It's just things that, depending on how you acquire the loan, understanding it all, but paying attention as it matures to know what it's going to do. And they're going to give you notifications, but then it's a decision you have to make. Do I just accept the new rate that they're going to put me into, or do I look at refinancing? Do I have equity in this that I can refinance? When I refinance, should I pull some extra cash out to do some improvements? Like, it's because there's cost involved with refinancing. Am I going to be saving enough money over the long run, or can I pull some equity out now and reinvest it either back into the property or into new property? But that is something that people need to be aware of, or with interest rates, is if you Fresh, I can't even repeat adjustable rate mortgage because it's not necessarily an ARM, but I hear what you're saying. I mean, I guess technically it is if it adjusts at any point in its life.
At least with the technical aspect, but yeah, for sure.
Looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's probably a duck. But again, yeah, so if any of your rates are adjustable, just make sure you're paying attention and make sure that if you have to adjust your rents accordingly, and that's been happening with tax increases and all that sort of stuff. So, it was kind of a bittersweet day, because I know, Fresh, last time we wanted to talk about some 50-year mortgages, the idea on that, and then So we're going to have to leave those as cliffhangers for the next time when we meet in December. and hopefully we've got a little more insight on the Yukon positions, but definitely have a lot of real estate that we can be talking about as we head into winter. But it is interesting because in New England, we're not New England, but in Pennsylvania, we're supposed to get a major snowstorm again on Black Friday. And it changes the way people look at real estate when, you know what I mean, they got to trudge through a foot of snow. So, or, you know, it's just cold.
Well, that's not too bad for you and your
no,
and your your boy who got with the plowing business now. I'm just bringing that part up with the that's gonna go well.
Well, listen, I'm meeting him at 1:30 over at the property so he can stake it all, see where he's got to put the snow. I mean, that's something where he's going to be, they call it pennies falling from the sky, probably quarters these days. With that snow getting. But that's where, not only that, I have to go in, my property manager, like, hey, make sure you check that the heat's on, because one of our units vacant and it's a duplex. So upstairs, like the first floor, as long as I have the heat on, the second floor doesn't feel the coldness as much.
Yeah, where you put it at? I used to put mine at like 50 degrees. Just keep it at 50 so that nothing would freeze.
Yeah, a lot of times people keep it like 52, but I never know if my wife's going to kick me out of the house, so I keep it at 65 just in case I got to stay a night there. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's not true. I spend every night in my own bed in my own home. But it is something where I keep it. So honestly, if it gets shown, it's not like, it's freezing. I mean, you got to keep your pipes from freezing, but more than that, just for the comfort of the property. But yeah, when people are trying to sell their home and we go in and it's freezing, it just changes the mentality of a buyer. Like, turn the heat on. If you know there's a showing, get it up to warmer temperatures. I know it's going to cost you a little bit in gas. Keep your electric on. I mean, there's nothing worse than when you transfer homes when either the tenant goes to move in or the buyer and the utilities aren't on, and then it gets cold. So those are things out, up in the north here we have to consider, especially before a big storm. So make sure you check. The other thing is high efficiency furnaces. A lot of times their exhaust is lower to the ground versus up through a chimney of the old days. So like we can get enough snow where that snow will cover the exhaust, and then you get into carbon monoxide poisoning and other things. So make sure as we get heavy snow, make sure you clear the vents around your foundation, that your furnace, hot water tank, and everything exhausting outside. You don't want that ever to get clogged. It would be a serious hazard. So a few heading into winter points from your real estate professionals.
And to add to that, so real quick, Steve, just to add, only thing I would say is because people need to know, a lot of time your utility companies have these like kind of like insurance programs, if you will, where you pay a very small amount. They can replace your whether it be water heaters or furnaces and service some of those things. When a lot of times you try, they're trying to get you, these other companies pay for it. But if you can get, I know out here we have Duke Energy. I don't know what they have out where you guys are, but whoever the energy company is, a lot of times they have those. So look into those people to help you out in case you run into an issue. It's usually very inexpensive, like under $10 a month.
All right. Well, you guys have a phenomenal Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, brother.
Go do a special Husky huddle right now by demand to try to.
I can't. I'm going to listen in. I want to hear who Schumann thinks is coming on. I want to know who Schumann thinks we're getting.
Wait, this is going to be live?
Yeah.
You about to go live?
Yeah. We're doing it live.
All right, brother. Good luck. Tell Schumann I said hello.
Trying to help.
Happy Thanksgiving to him as well.
I will.
The whole Yukon crew. Happy Thanksgiving, fellas. Give it to him.
For Fresh himself, likewise. King of Erie, Laban Marsh. I'm Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life, and have a happy Thanksgiving.